Welcome and hello there. Let's have a go with several fascinating and rather unusual facts, shall we? It's always our pleasure to delight and entertain you. Right then, let's go for it. Peaches and nectarines are essentially the same fruit. They are genetically nearly identical, except for one thing: a gene that's either dominant in peaches or recessive in nectarines. That's what determines whether the skin is fuzzy or smooth. The island country of Madagascar is so remote and so unique that zoologists have estimated that well over 60% of the wildlife there is found nowhere else on the planet. The English phrase, "Go hang a salami, I'm a lasagna hog," is an elaborate palindrome. It says the same exact thing backwards as it does forward. Another one: a man, a plan, a canal. Panama. The Googleplex, the corporate headquarters of Google, hires goats to mow their lawns. Instead of using noisy mowers that run on gasoline and pollute the air, they rent some 200 goats to eat the tall grass and fertilize at the same time. Not a ad strategy. Venezuela has the tallest waterfall in the world, called Angel Falls. It has a height of 979 meters, or just over 3,000 feet, and gets around 1 million visitors each year. That's some water show. In approximately 3.75 billion years, well beyond any of our lifetimes, the Milky Way and Andromeda galaxies will collide. That's because the Andromeda galaxy is approaching the Milky Way at rate of 100 kilometers per second, or 68 miles per second.
The popular musician David Bowie had 2 different colored eyes, a condition known as heterochromia. This was caused by a fight in his youth, which left one pupil permanently dilated. During the Victorian era, in the 19th century, women wore tightly laced corsets to achieve a slender hourglass figure. However, doing so often led to health issues like fainting spells, digestive problems, and even organ damage. The first commercial music compact disc pressed in the United States was Bruce Springsteen's Born in the USA in 1984. This marked the beginning of the CD era in music. Early fitness trackers like the Fitbit and others were inspired by pedometers, devices that date back to Leonardo da Vinci, who sketched an early version to measure Roman soldiers' steps. Martin Luther King Jr.'s iconic "I Have a Dream" speech was not initially intended to include the famous "I Have a Dream" refrain. He improvised it on the spot, inspired by gospel singer Mahalia Jackson's encouragement to tell them about the dream. The reason men's and women's shirts button on opposite sides is historical. For men, buttons were placed for ease of access to their right hand in combat or riding, while for women, it was to make it easier for maids to dress them. How about that?
To prevent drifting apart in ocean currents, sea otters often hold hands with one another while they sleep, a behavior known as rafting. Cute, huh? Here's something to write about. The Sumerians of ancient Mesopotamia are credited with creating one of the earliest known logosyllabic writing systems called cuneiform. Mostly surviving on clay tablets, it was developed around 3400 BC. In chemistry, the periodic table organizes elements by increasing atomic number, and elements in the same column have similar chemical properties due to having the same number of electrons in their outer shell. And who said that science wasn't interesting? The Inca Empire built an extensive and sophisticated network of roads and bridges across the Andes, spanning over 25,000 miles. The road network was incredibly built without metal or iron, wheels, or stock animals to pull heavy loads. Birds navigate using the Earth's magnetic field. What few people know is that many migratory birds have a special protein in their eyes that allows them to see the Earth's magnetic field, aiding them in navigation. The first recorded Olympic Games took place in 776 BC in Olympia, Greece, and featured various athletic competitions such as running, jumping, and wrestling. This was all to honor their god Zeus.
Did you know that nutmeg is a hallucinogen? Yeah, fair warning. If you ingest nutmeg in large doses, it works like a hallucinogen due to a natural compound called myristicin, which has mind-altering effects if taken in large quantities. Mathematical experts, and most notably Carl Sagan, have calculated that there are vastly more stars in space than there are grains of sand on every beach in the world. Got your sand shovel? Let's dig in. The number of stars in the observable universe is estimated to be approximately 70 sextillion. That's a 7 followed by 22 zeros. The estimated number of grains of sand on Earth is around 7.5 quintillion, or 75 followed by 17 zeros. Don't ask me how they know, but I trust the researchers reporting all of this. In any case, 70 sextillion stars is significantly more than 7.5 quintillion grains of sand. All right, next. The butterflies that you feel in your stomach when you see or are near someone that you like is actually a stress response from the hormone adrenaline. This is normal, so go get 'em, tiger! The global adult literacy rate is around 86%. This means that approximately 86 out of every 100 adults worldwide can read and write. With each generation that passes, literacy rates are continually increasing, according to UNESCO. A group of horses in the wild will not go to sleep at the same time. It's true. At least one of them will stay awake to look out for the others, ensuring the safety of the herd. Maybe this is how the expression "no horsing around" came about. Okay, maybe not. Even though smoking has long been banned on airplanes, ashtrays are still mandatory to have on every plane, particularly near or on lavatory doors. It's for safe cigarette disposal in case someone does break the law, as you might have guessed.
Most movies, including those in digital format, are filmed at 24 frames per second, which is the standard for smooth motion on screen. There are a few reasons for this. In the early days of sound movies, 24 frames per second was the minimum speed needed to support sound synchronization. It's also an easily divided number, which makes it easier for editors to work out specific time cuts. Most importantly, 24 frames per second is considered to look the most natural to the human eye and feels the most cinematic. Do you like astronomy, but you're not too keen on math? You might want to consider hiring a math tutor or reconsider career choices. That's because astronomers absolutely need a strong background in both mathematics and physics to effectively study and analyze celestial phenomena. Astronomy is fundamentally based on the principles of physics and heavily relies on mathematical calculations to interpret observations. So there, take that one to the stars with you. Fleas can jump approximately 350 times their body length, which is considered an incredible feat for such a small creature. If a human could jump proportionally, it would be like jumping the length of a football field. In June 1908, a massive explosion occurred in Siberia for what is now called the Tunguska event. The explosion happened around 7:14 a.m. local time over the Podkamennaya Tunguska River in Russia. Witnesses said that a large asteroid or comet likely exploded in the Earth's atmosphere, flattening some 80 million trees in the forests below. The explosion's energy was estimated to be equivalent to 15 megatons of TNT, which is 1,000 times more powerful than the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima. Processes of food preservation, including drying, refrigeration, and fermentation, are widely considered to be among some of the oldest methods. The process of drying, for example, involves removing moisture from food through exposure to sunlight and wind, which inhibits the growth of bacteria and mold, making it one of the oldest preservation methods. Perhaps you'll remember this one from astronomy class. Quasars are extremely bright and very distant objects powered by supermassive black holes, considered some of the most energetic objects in the universe. This makes them incredibly luminous, even when viewed from great distances. Essentially, they are the active cores of distant galaxies and can even outshine entire galaxies. So what did you think? Comment below and please don't forget to subscribe. Thanks, mate.